Hi everybody. So I decided to start a YouTube channel on basically my life here in Kenya, talking about the retreat. A lot of people have asked me, why Kenya, why Africa, what was the journey like, what is it like living in Kenya, um, what's the food like, just a lot of questions, right? And I love the questions, and I love the conversations that I have with people about Kenya and Africa and my experiences here. So I thought, hey, you know what? Why not talk about it on YouTube? I also want to share about my journey with the retreat, right? Because it was also an idea that came out of nowhere. Like, I never thought that I would be organizing a retreat when I started AWJ. And I just think that there's a lot that goes into it, the thought processes, the reflections, the people that I meet and discuss about the retreat, the ideas that come up during the retreat, yes, and before the retreat. And yeah, just for context, for anyone who does not know me and is watching this for the first time and seeing me for the first time, I'm Jeevi. I run an Afrodance Fitness company in Singapore called AfrowithJeevi, also known as AWJ. And I basically have been running the business for about 5 years. I have also, so the business has evolved in so many ways, right? Like at first, when I first started out, it was really just about studio classes in Singapore. I did corporate events, corporate events. We did private classes. I even did one-to-one classes where people just wanted to have really a safe space to just dance and to learn how to dance. I remember there was a guy who wanted to dance with his wife because she is a dancer, but he never could join her on the dance floor whenever there was an event. And so he basically hired me because he wanted to dance with his wife, which I felt was so beautiful, right? I think that dance has brought so much into my life. It has always been a side hustle of mine until recently. Well, I guess, in the past 3 years. So I'll give you that context later, but basically it has been my baby for the past 5 years, right? So we went from like studio classes and doing community classes in Singapore to also organizing events where I brought down dancers from Africa. Again, never in a million years would I have thought that would happen. I did that 3 years ago, and so we've done 3 events. The first event, we had a dancer from Kenya. His name was Chiluba, and we also had a dancer from South Africa, and his name was K. And so we had a 2-day event, and it just learned from the source, basically. And then last year, we had another 2 dancers. One of them was the same, Chiluba from Kenya, and another dancer named Angel from Tanzania. And then this year I went all in, which is why I actually named the event All In. It was my 3rd event, and I decided to have 3 dancers. I was really pushing it, but why not, right? So that was my 3rd event this year, and I also had Champion Ruli from Ghana in addition to Chiluba and Angel. So I basically wanted to bring down dancers and kind of have like a mini reunion. So that's where we had that event called the Afrodance Experience this year. So that was the event part of it, that it had evolved from for the business. And then I had my first retreat this year in March, and this idea was given to me or planted in my mind about 2 years ago. I think it was about 2 years ago. And it was one of my clients who literally, I can remember where we were walking, and we were just walking near the traffic light in Singapore, and it was probably after class. And her name is Alina, and I will always be grateful for her. She told me, she was like, you love Kenya so much, why don't you just create something there for people to come visit? They trust you. so I think it could be a really good idea. And she told me about other people who had done things like this before. So yeah, it was something that I was like, I was like, again, had no plan for it, no idea how it was going to happen. I barely knew people in Kenya, so again, it was just like, how is this going to happen? So yeah, so that's basically how the business had evolved. My background is that I have been teaching dance fitness for 12 years. I started with Zumba, and then I took my Afrodance Fitness license about 10 years ago, but then went full on into it in 2020 during COVID. So basically started off in my room, which was yellow, which was how the color of the brand came about, because of my yellow room. And yeah, and just started building community from there. And I'll go into that deeper in another video, I'm sure. But I guess the purpose of this YouTube channel and these videos is it's going to be raw, it's going to be real. I'm literally doing it from my living room in Kenya. I just want to have fun with this. I feel like a lot of time, I try and do things really structured, or it has to be a certain way. And I think also talking to a lot of people in the past few months, I feel like we overthink a lot of things, right? And we end up never putting things out there because we think it needs to be perfect, and there's no such thing. And I feel like I've watched the way people like Stephen Bartlett has put out videos, and of course his videos are amazing, right? But I feel like if I'm aiming for that, then I'll never put something out there. And I feel like I'm ready for my story to be shared. I'm ready to share the lessons that I've learned and my experiences, and to just put myself out there. And just as I am scared and fearful, I'm also feeling really free with this. And I feel like that's what this channel is also going to be about, like just putting that step forward, making that first step, even if you feel that fear and feel that I don't know whether this is gonna work out and how it's gonna turn out, but you never know, right? And it's also something, I'm sorry, but I am really very inspired by Stephen Bartlett right now, and he's always he's always on my mind in terms of like business and the way he started, and his journey and his stories are always so inspiring. So I mean, he started off again in a room with just a mic and I remember him saying that it was a sock on it, and it was I think 10 years ago, I can't really remember, but it was just a seed that just grew into something so much more. Like, look at him now. And it's not that that's what I aim for, and I think I literally know outcome for this that I'm trying to achieve. And I think because I'm always such a high achiever, that this is also a new experience for me, where I'm just like challenging myself to just have fun with this. I think when you start building a business, you like sometimes forget the fun, right? And I think I just really want to have fun. So this is me, Jeevi, from my living room in Kenya. My first official YouTube video where I'm just putting it out there. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you take something from it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.